Welcome to this makeup tutorial we created from this look by this artist. The original version is obviously stunning. But let's try. My application is not the best, but I hope you still learned something. Water activated chroma cake from MAC and a toilet paper roll. Dip that in and start mapping out those circles. It's giving a Venn diagram. I'll keep the original artist work up here so you can follow along. Since the sizes and proportions of our faces are different, take an educated guess and collect a bunch of caps and anything circular that you can dip into the chroma cake or a water activated liner and paste it onto your face. If you're uncertain about the placement, use a brush, more water, and paint around the cap. Stamp on your face, and if it's too big or too small or misplaced, you can remove it more easily, since the lines will be more faint because it's well diluted with water. Next, a graphic liner brush and the dotting technique. I'm dotting where those bursts of stars are going to be. While I'm dotting those points, I'll begin also to add those half circles and line details. To remove some of the detail, I'm taking a Q-tip dipped in a little water and gently removing those lines. Take your time with this look and go by sections. It's easier to go part by part on a face than to just look at the entire thing and get super overwhelmed. You can see the line I placed next to my nose that didn't make the cut. Removed it, and I'm moving my big old nose out of the way so the art can be placed. Move around to whatever feels right to get that liner in. I need support for my support, so I'm using my hand to control my other hand while drawing. It helps to stabilize. I have very shaky hands. Whatever works for you, do it, my love. Now going to those dots and going crisscross applesauce, start drawing little asterisks. Because there's just so much line work in this look, wherever I draw those stars and notice a line next to it, I'll simply draw it along the way. We're gonna go from big, like the big circles, placements, down to the smaller details. I'll leave the important snippets here for you to watch and see where I'm placing everything. Try my best to make this into a step-by-step, but sometimes I kind of sway. I wasn't planning to make this into a full-on tutorial because of the complexity, and I'm still learning to multitask between making sure I'm in the frame, the camera is focusing, proportions are right, while keeping in mind that I should be doing step-by-step so that others can follow along more easily. A lot of times, embarrassingly, my camera blurs, I have the wrong focus, a light isn't on, I have a weird angle going on. All these technical difficulties. When you've been doing something for a really long time, sometimes I'll be like, you know, move by section, but me being used to just drawing on my face, I kind of go everywhere. So sorry about that. Still getting comfortable with this content creator stuff, even though I've been here for like almost a decade. So yeah, the complexity in my head just kept going back and forth, and it's a tad bit of a mess, but being as transparent as I can, this is just my process. I make a lot of mistakes, and that is okay, but the good thing about it is that you can learn from my mistakes and hopefully avoid the same fate. But all the baddies make mistakes. We just get better from it. I'm going back and forth between drawing those stars and adding little details when I see them. I love this palette. It's from Beauty Bay and it's a 42 pan colorful shadow palette. I'm using this super white shadow. I'm really going to go in there and saturate my finger, then stamp that onto those stars and blend. Blending by tapping, slowly building up that white saturated shadow. Now I'm alternating between small shadow blending brushes and angled brow brushes. For those lines and circles, we'll take the same white and start packing that on those lines. We're building pigment, but also diffusing that as we go, so it gives a blended out glow. The shorter, flatter, and compactor brush, the more sharp those whites will go on, just like a very pigmented line. And when it's a fluffier brush, the less pigment it picks up and more diffused those shadows will go on. Just the same as how you would blend your eyeshadow, fluffy blending brushes are great for transition shades and also controlling how much pigment goes on and blends onto your eyes. And sharp blunt brushes are for eyeliners, brow strokes, sharper details. So same idea, but for these artistic looks as well. The more control you want in the area, the more opaque the shade, the denser you'll go with the brushes. So I'm going back and forth between brushes and blends, and you'll do that too. Sometimes you add something and it takes away something else, so you add it back in with another brush. It's all layering and going back and forth. Like, you see how painters always seem to go in one same small area over and over forever? You'll notice why when you're doing makeup details. Speaking of layers and details, I'm going back with a graphic liner brush and water activated liner to redraw those lines that lost pigment from blending those shadows. And you'll notice that even if those lines didn't lose pigment, you'll see that it made dull in comparison to the now super bright shadow. So going back and forth, especially for artistic looks, is a must to make sure you get that job done. Never leave any loose ends for them to come back and have another say. Are we talking makeup? Yes, makeup art. And art has some crazies in it. Now that we are getting those lines stark white again, the other shadows start to dull. So pack it in even more. Take your time. Drown in the light. You are the light. Imagine all those little stars. Hold your wishes and all things good. Now make them super duper bright. Or maybe I should have just stuck with the shadow, but sometimes my little art fingers move faster than my brain. Took that liner and blended it into the shadow. Now we know that water on top of really dense powders may not be the best direction. It's all depending on the product and use, but no, not these ones. It started to get blotchy, separate, so maybe don't do that. The ratio is just not right. If anything, I think I should have blended out the water liner first to like a gradient or aura, and then powder on top of it. But I may risk that turning streaky. It's risky business here. Try on the back of your hand, if anything, to experiment since we all have different products. Being the girl that I am, I double down even when I'm wrong. So here we go. I made a mistake. I'm going to double down, adding more shadows. For the smaller details, I did miss using that white liner again on the nose, the chin. Surprisingly, I missed a big one on my forehead. Like, is my forehead so vast that I missed a spot? I'm shocked. I should have took an Uber from one side of my forehead to the other just to make sure the surface was covered. It's obviously right there, but me being insecure about my globe trotting forehead, maybe I just turned a blind eye. So I had some eye makeup already, just neutrals, just a little brown, and the focus being to elongate my eyes with some brown shadow liner, a tad bit of shading to the under eye, and to add some sparkle. These are super sparkly. I'm going to mix two, collecting on my finger and dabbing that onto the middle of my lid, a little at a time. Then you can see how much to blend out or add in. I'd rather put on less and add more as you go than to add too much and having to feel the bitch of taking it off. Mascara, my favorite, is focusing on the bottom lashes. My top lashes have forsaken me, but the bottom lashes are so behaved. I am coating the shit out of my bottom lashes every time. Favorite mascara here is the Maybelline Sky High. I'm turning that wand vertical, going back and forth, up and down, left and right. My goal is to get those spiky and shaped, like a skinty triangle. Doing this always elevates the entire look, whether it's artistic or just daily. Just try it, okay, and call me Jesus. A makeup style that I love is blending the lip liner. Since we're paying more attention to the artistry of Asia, their concept of makeup makes so much sense, especially for my Asian features. I really like the blended blurred lip liner. It just makes sense. If you guys go down the Asian beauty rabbit hole of makeup theory, oh my god, it is overwhelming because you just discovered a gold mine. Like, what are these riches I suddenly have? This access to all this sexy knowledge. It's so much power. It's too much power. It's just super cunty. It's great. Everything's cunt to me. You're a cunt, I'm cunt. We're a cunty community. ABH Lip Velvet truly is velvet. It just goes on so smooth, man. So smooth operator. And then dabbing that with my fingers to diffuse, lighten, and soften the shade. We're done. She's a little messy, but she's bright and she means well. What's cunt without a little mess? Thanks for watching. Love you. Bye.